All right, I will call to order this session of the Board of Revision and begin by acknowledging that we are in Treaty 1 territory and the traditional homeland of the Métis Nation. I will be chairing the panel today. My name is Mark Boreski. With me is Lynn Nesbitt. The secretary today is Cara Balshaw, and we have as our assessor today Jamie Fougere. We'll be hearing applications for revision of the assessment roll in accordance with the Municipal Assessment Act. The matters for which revision is requested have been described in each application, and we'll limit discussion to those matters. The statements that applicants or the assessor make at this hearing are sworn testimony, and anyone speaking to the matters must be sworn in. Be advised that comparisons of assessments of properties are not considered evidence of market value by the Board of Revision. The Board of Revision is appointed annually by Council and is independent of it and the City Administration. It makes its decisions on the basis of the evidence provided at this hearing and issues a written order that will be mailed to all parties as soon as possible. Please note that the Board's decisions with respect to an application may be appealed to the Manitoba Municipal Board if the matter pertains to the assessed value or classification, or to the Court of Queen's Bench if the matter pertains to the application of exemptions from taxation. Should you wish to appeal, information on how to do so will be included with the Board's order. With respect to the hearing process, I will confirm the matters to be addressed with each applicant following the swearing in. We will then have the assessor's testimony, followed by questions that the applicant may have, and then the applicant's testimony, followed by questions. Each side will have an opportunity to summarize if they wish. Once all the evidence about an application has been brought forward, the applicant may leave. The process will repeat for each item on the docket today. The session will close after all the applications have been heard, and the Board will deliberate in private and make its decisions. You will receive the order by registered mail as soon as possible. As information, all public hearings are live streamed, recorded, and will be part of the public record. Could you please put your phones on silent or turn them off? We will permit the use of a phone by assessor or the applicant with the approval of the chair.
You swear in or affirm?
I'll swear
Please state your name.
in. Jamie Fougere.
Do you swear the evidence you present today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not giving evidence.
Are we?
I'm just accepting a record.
If we're going to hear that from you, then we better swear you in.
Okay, good.
Please state your name.
All right.
Do you affirm the evidence you present today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
So the first item on the docket is 3096 Portage Avenue. Kind of sounds like we have a recommendation here.
Yes, that is the case. I can hand them out.
Please.
That'll work. Thanks, Kara.
Thank you.
And could you just go over the differences, please?
Sure. Did you want me to read the roll number and the address?
Certainly. Yes, please.
So the address is 3096 Portage Avenue, and the roll number is 07-565-44-0000. So the two changes on this recommendation, you can see the original assessment on page 4 of the brief. So we've revised the rental rates to $12 for, I've just lumped them all together here on the recommendation, with the exception of the last unit, which is 572 square feet, which is accessed by the side. It's a small, I think, sewing
Yeah, they
service
do
that they do.
alterations and stuff.
Alterations, yeah. And so I've given it a reduced rate because it is a inferior space in comparison to the rest of the property. And we've adjusted the capitalization rate based on the size of the property. And with those two recommendations together, our proposed value is $635,000.
And that is acceptable
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah, they're reducing it from 790 to 635, I accept that.
Ms. Nesbitt, do you have any questions?
I have no questions.
And I have no questions. So thank you very much.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Take care.
Next on our docket, we have 32 Barberry, but there is no one here currently. We'll put that down to the bottom. Therefore, 3065 Ness Avenue.
I think it's a simple process, but I'll just ask if you can affirm or swear in.
I'll swear.
Please state your name.
Michael Caposi?
Do you swear the evidence you'll present today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help God?
I do.
Thank you.
So we have another recommendation here.
Thanks, Jean.
Mr. Capozzi has a copy already.
All right.
Okay, when you are ready.
All right, so the property here is 3065 Ness Avenue. The roll number is 0743597050. This is an older strip mall on Ness. And it has difficulty with access. If you wanted to review the pictures, you could see them on page 14 and 15. It's partly hidden behind a small suburban office. And they split both the entrance and exits to the property between the two roll numbers. You can see that on page 14. So as a result, I think they've had a little bit of difficulty with vacancy and with achieving higher rental rates. So you can see on page 4 our original assessment. And our revised value, our recommended value, reduces the rental rates throughout the property and changes the cap rate as well. And so on the basis of quality, we've adjusted the cap rate. And I actually want to make a further revision to the recommendation here. So I had discussed this previously with my supervisor to go up to a capitalization rate of 7.95. And so that actually results in a value, I believe, of $1,128,000, but maybe we could check this. Yeah, $1,128,000. Yeah, I had miscalculated there.
That's fine.
That's That's it, okay, and that is acceptable to you?
That is 1,128,000 is acceptable, to my client who's here.
Okay, any questions? I have no questions, so thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Then we have 1919 Pembina Highway, that's probably you.
That would be me. Will you swear in?
I'll swear.
Please state your name.
Susan Sapanik.
Do you swear the evidence you present today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Just hear me.
Thank you, Tara.
You're welcome. Oh, you go, yes, thank you.
When you are ready, Mr. Couillard.
So the property is 1919 Pembina Highway. The roll number is 030650606000. So the property, again, is on Pembina Highway. It's the most notable tenant is the Asia Palace, Asia City, not sure the name of it actually. But it's a deep parcel with a very large parking lot. You can see on page 16, photographs begin. At the rear of the property it was built as a Chuck E. Cheese in the 90s.
Kids went there.
Yeah. And has since going vacant from Chuck E. Cheese has had a lot of turnover. It's been several nightclubs since. So it's faced vacancy issues, and I think that's probably the biggest issue that factored into our assessment and our revision. So I've done two things. You can see on my page 5 we have the original assessment. I've tweaked a couple of specific rents, and then I've adjusted the income quality overall, and I have applied a 10% vacancy to account for the vacant period for the large, we're calling it a retail warehouse at the rear of the property. But we have mitigated this reduction based on what we're calling excess land. So you can see on page 4, we didn't actually have any excess land assessed in the original assessment, but you can see I've outlined in red here on page 4 areas that are above and beyond what would typically be necessary for to support the buildings on the property. And so I've used this area measurement, which comes out to 39,500, and I've calculated using actually a reduced rate from here we have a model rate of $20.46. We're going to consider this rearage, so we're lowering the per square foot rate that we're going to apply to it. But we're prepared to apply $11.06 a square foot on that, and that comes out to a value of $437,000. And if you look back to the recommendation, you can see that just below the cap rate that we've added in $437,000, and so the total becomes $4,289,000.
And that is acceptable to you?
That number is acceptable.
Yeah. Any questions? You have no questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And then we have 32 Barbary, and there is no one here to make things a little short. Ms. Nesbit, will hear this?
Yeah.
Will hear this.
So I have spoken to the gentleman. So he had expressed concerns with traffic and getting across town. I think he's a little bit older. So I had asked, since I had a recommendation that he agreed to, I had asked him to record that in an email to the Board of Revision, and hopefully we could make the recommendation in his absence to try to accommodate him.
Certainly.
So with that being said, have another recommendation. Sorry. Thank you. So I'm gonna maybe have you flip to the photographs at page 19. Real quickly, I'll state the address and roll number. 32 Barberry Road, roll number is 0602170400. And so this is a pretty dated strip mall deep into Windsor Park. It's next to a school there off of Autumnwood. And it doesn't, the predominant frontage is not on Autumnwood, as you can see there on page 19. As well, if you look at page 20, it almost has more of a motel kind of feel than a strip mall. Doesn't have the classic kind of fishbowl kind of windows at the front. And perhaps for those reasons, they're getting lower than market rates. And they are also semi-gross in nature. So we've adjusted the rental rates for our recommendation, which you can compare with our original assessment on page 4. And we've also adjusted the capitalization rate based on the quality of the property. We also reviewed land value to ensure that we were still above land value here. So the resulting assessed value is $488,000.
Any questions?
I have no questions.
Thank you
But
very much.
you did say he agreed.
Yes,
You-
he did.
That's it then.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.